Hey, what's up everyone? It's Andrew here, and today we're going to be taking a tour of our brand new chicken coop. So far, we love this thing. We've had it up here for just a few weeks now, and we've retrofitted this shed that I got off of Facebook Marketplace for pretty darn cheap and made it the perfect home for our chickens. It certainly outbeats what we had them previously in. We'll take a tour of that as well, and we'll sort of break down what we like about this, what we aim to improve, and then hopefully this could give you some ideas of what you can do in your own backyard if you're looking to build a home for your chickens. So let's get started. So before we walk in, I just gotta say, I'm a firm believer in keeping things simple. This is simply just a shed that's been retrofitted with some roosting bars, nesting boxes, everything that a chicken needs to have a pretty sweet lifestyle in there. So if you're looking to build your chicken coop, I say you can use materials that you have on hand like this. You can use an old shed, or when we take a tour of our previous chicken coop, you'll see what we did for that, which was actually pretty creative. But let's go ahead, we'll take a look inside and see what you guys think. So we're here now standing inside of the chicken coop, and you can see it's pretty simple. There are three things that really comprise the inside of your chicken coop. The first are going to be the roosting bars. This is where the chickens will sleep at night. What's pretty cool about chickens is usually they'll put themselves up in bed. There's actually a hierarchy of how the chickens rest at night and the positions that they sleep in. Usually with the leader chicken sort of being up top center, and that's, sort of built into their nature. But you can look up more about that online, but the psychology of chickens is really cool. So it's pretty simple. It's just 3 2x4s cut to length to fit inside of here. They're about 5 feet long, so we have about 15 feet and we have 12 chickens. So that seems to be the perfect setup for the girls. And this seems to be one of the most popular questions asked online about chicken coops, and that's, what should I put on the floor of my chicken coop? And for us, we just get these pine wood shavings that you can get by the bale at Tractor Supply, at your local feed store. And this seems to be the perfect thing to put in here. Not only is it comfortable for them, having 12 chickens in here, surprisingly enough, it actually smells pretty good. It smells like pine shavings in here still. And we've experimented with a few different things. We've done hay. We've done what I actually sort of liked were horse pellets, which are pretty much just sawdust compressed into these little pellets. And that gives off a nice smell. They're very absorbent. But this, what's nice about this is you can just shovel it around. And when your chickens poop in here weekly, you can just shovel this around and it helps sort of decompose that chicken poop and help get rid of the smell. And then over time, it's easy just to sweep this out of here. And that's what I love about having a larger chicken coop, is that I can actually walk in here, sweep this out, put in some new pine shavings, and then we'll be good to go, and it'll be good as new in here. And then of course, the third component of the chicken coop is going to be their nesting box. And this is where they're going to lay their eggs. And for this, it's pretty simple. All I did was grab a couple of sheets of plywood, cut it down to size, and then I created these 1 foot cubicles for them to go ahead and lay their eggs in. And everything that we've heard in the chicken community and read online, they say you want your nesting boxes to be about 1 foot wide by 1 foot deep, so they can comfortably lay their eggs in there where it's not too tight, not too big. And for them to easily get up in there, I just created this little ladder that they could use to hop on here and then jump into there. And chickens are pretty agile, so it's pretty cute to see. But in here, I went ahead and I threw in some of these pine shavings, and you can get pads online, and I'll link those in the description below, that are supposed to be really comfortable for them to lay their eggs in. For us personally, I think these pine shavings do a great job. And what's funny is when you have chickens, they say you should have, X amount of nesting boxes per however many chickens you have. We have these 4 nesting boxes here, and it was the same deal in our old chicken coop, and I'll show you that. But they all lay in just this one nesting box. This one here specifically, I don't know what it is, but they love it. And you'll probably experience the same thing with your chickens, where they'll probably just lay their eggs in just 1 or 2 of your boxes. So it's pretty cool to see. Your chicken coop can be pretty simple. Ours, we still have a lot to do. You'll notice there's tarps on the roof. We've actually been in a drought here. I'm still working on putting the shingles on the roof here. And we've been in a drought the other day. We just had a little bit of light rain, so I threw some tarps up there. But really, a chicken coop can be pretty simple. You want it to be big enough, but not too big. where all of your chickens can sleep in there comfortably. And then you'll just need some roosting bars, some bedding, and of course some nesting boxes. We actually think this chicken coop is a major upgrade from where we started. And now we're gonna go take a tour of our old coop from when we just had 6 chickens. Again, we've upgraded to 12. And this is a lot smaller, but we did get pretty creative. And we'll also show you the chicken run that encapsulates our chicken coop, which is actually pretty cool spot for them to hang out. So let's go see it. So when we first got our chickens, it was easy, you know, they're chicks. You keep them in their little brooding box with a heater in there, and that's pretty much all you need to take care of them. But then they start to get older and you need to build them a coop, you need to build them a run. And we sort of scrambled, you know, it was our first time having chickens. So we had to get a little bit creative when we said, what are we gonna use for their chicken coop? And at that time I wasn't very handy, but that's what's cool about having chickens. It sort of forces you to do new things. I didn't even have a saw when I created this. So what I did was I used tree loppers to cut the board, get that started, and then I would just stomp on it to break it. But since then, I've really grown to love woodworking, and I've built our kitchen table, coffee table. So this run that I built, it may not be the prettiest, but it gets the job done. And I think that's a big part of having chickens, is it doesn't have to be the most beautiful. And of course it can. You can put in some awesome work to create a really cool chicken coop to accentuate your backyard and make it seem like it's part of the landscape. Or you can put together something decent, but that gets the job done and what protects them at night. And it can be a really fun process along the way. So the run here, it's pretty much an 11 by 11, 121 square foot box that we figured we could put the chickens in here. We still use it if there's predators, you know, hawks flying around, where we can put them in there. And it's completely encapsulated with hardware cloth, with 1/4-inch hardware cloth. And the benefit of having hardware cloth is it keeps little critters, mice, snakes from coming in and getting into your coop. With that being said, if you want to be super protective, you can dig, you know, foot deep, bury your hardware cloth there so it's hard for animals to burrow underneath and get inside of your chicken run. So we'll go ahead, we'll walk inside. First, we'll go inside this door. This was the absolutely hardest thing for me to build, so I had to have my wife help me out on this, and she's actually the one that built this. So if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have a door. So let's go ahead, let's walk in here. So this right here, I actually love this building, and the only reason that we don't use it anymore is simply that we have more chickens. But what this is, and this is where I'm talking about getting creative when you're building a chicken coop, this is a KidCraft little kids playhouse, and we retrofitted it a little bit to fit our chickens in here, but I think this was just like a little hangout for kids. It had a fake kitchen in here where they're able to, you know, grill fake corn on the cob, whatever. And what we did, you know, it has these windows here. We added the hardware cloth to prevent animals from coming in. And then we also put in, you know, a little roost up top, which has since fallen since, you know, we don't really use this anymore. We even built some pretty cool nesting boxes in there. But again, it's a little too small. And the thing that I love about our new chicken coop is we can walk in. And cleaning this out, it became such a chore. And you can see I'm 6 foot tall. I think the entrance for this is like 3 feet. So when you're going in here to grab eggs and you're having to do this every morning and you're having to reach in there, you got all this chicken poop, it can get pretty nasty, and you know, it can be a little discouraging when you're having to do that in the rain or the freezing cold. So having a chicken coop that you could actually walk into, major plus. There are actually some pretty cool features that I do like about this chicken coop. One is that we had a door on here that we used, that we were able to go ahead and just grab our chicken's eggs from behind their nesting box. Another one was we had this gutter. I put a new roof on here, a vinyl roof, that we were able to use to capture the rainwater and then use for our chickens' waterers down there, which is a pretty fun, easy feature. And then I just used a trash can for this. And then I was able to put, you know, a spout where we were able to fill up their waterers there. But alas, it's easier sometimes just to fill up their new waterers with a hose. I did really like the style of this chicken coop. And what we did was we painted it over just to be sure that it would be protected in the elements. And then we also put on a vinyl roof so we could collect that rainwater like we discussed. But our new chicken coop has been a much better setup for us, much easier, much cleaner. But again, we still do use this run, and you can see it's fall here, so we're getting all these acorns and leaves on the top of our run here. But it's an 11 by 11 run, which again is super cool for the chickens just to hang out, be comfortable when we do have to put them in here to keep them away from predators. And you can see we have it covered because hawks are our major issue here. Of course, there are things that would be awesome features to have in our chicken coop that we just don't have. One of them would be to have a door on the outside where we don't have to actually walk inside the chicken coop so we could collect the eggs. That would be a benefit. And then one other thing would be having a automatic chicken coop door, which would be pretty cool that it opens up in the morning, closes at night, so you don't even have to worry about going in and opening the doors for your chickens in the morning, which really makes the process of owning chickens super easy, because that's, you know, owning chickens is pretty easy. That's one of the few things that you have to do is go open the door for them in the morning. So having a door that would just pop on open and close for them at night, that'd be pretty sweet. But other than that, I think I really love our chicken coop. I challenge you to get a little creative when you're building your chicken coop to create something, one that's comfortable for them, but something that you're gonna get enjoyment out of too. And for me, this has really sparked my love of building, my love of working with wood. So this has been a really fun endeavor. And in the description below, we're going to link everything that you need to get started on your own chicken coop. We'll list some of the materials that we use, and we'll also list some prefab chicken coops that you can go ahead and buy on Amazon. So if you don't want to create a chicken coop from scratch, you don't have to. You just buy them directly from Amazon, and they will look pretty awesome. I've seen them. Some of our friends have them. So I'll link those in the description below. And again, thank you so much for taking this tour with us. We look forward to growing our content with you, growing our channel. This is only our second video, so if you have any suggestions for us, we're open to it. We'd love to hear it, and we look forward to creating more of these videos, and we hope you guys enjoy them. So thanks so much for taking the time to watch this, and we'll see you again soon.